live.
Hi guys.
And the Anytime call is real. Getting kind of Anytime.
What kind of work is this, you two?
Of Anytime live.
Look at the chain is out, gigantic, and he wants to land this in.
All right, thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Any Kind Live. I'm Kaipo Gura. I'm at the end of the road here on Oahu, West Side, Makaha, and always joining me from Santa Cruz, my partner, Peter Mel. Hey, we're to episode 5, Pete.
Already? Flying by, Kaipo, flying by. I like that my chain is out. It's actually all the way out under the collar. Feeling good about today.
I'm feeling good too. I'm feeling good because, things are looking brighter and things are opening up, and we got a lot of great news, and we have a lot of stuff to talk about. But first, as we go to breaking news, not so great news, tragedy in Santa Cruz just this week, Peter.
Big time. Scary stuff. One of our biggest fears in surfing, obviously, is sharks. And one of those came around here in the Red Triangle, and it was at my home beach. This is where I grew up surfing pretty much my entire life. And I had been surfing there all week long. And unfortunately, a young man named Ben Kelly lost his life way too soon. And it was all down at this beach break area, which is just south of town. This shot here is a drone shot of, and if you look at this is actually really amazing. In this shot, it's pretty tough to see, but there's literally 10 sharks just in that little short span right there, all juveniles and sub-adults. But I mean, you look at all those little dark spots in there are all sharks, and they all come at this time of the year in May. This actually happens at a lot of spots along the California coastline. I know down in Santa Barbara, right at Santa Claus Lane, like that whole area gets it. They have that out at in LA, right at Sunset. They have a little sandy area, and these are where great whites, especially juvenile great whites, actually go and congregate. And unfortunately, one sub-adult had a bite out of Ben Kelly, and he lost his life because of it.
That's heavy stuff. I heard the shark was upwards of 10 feet long. Did you get a report on the actual size of the shark, Peter?
Yeah, they did an autopsy on him, and they have said anywhere from 10 to 12 feet, which they call a sub-adult, which is like, your adolescent great whites probably go up to about 8-9 feet. And then they change their food supply, right? They go from rays and smaller fish to seals, and that's when that sub-adult. So I feel like it was a complete mistake. He was mistaken for a seal. That shark probably learned its lesson and chomped on some fiberglass, and unfortunately chomped on Ben. And just super sad news. It was this guy was an aspiring shaper, which I obviously have a lot of respect for guys like that. He put his heart and soul into it. He was living right here in Santa Cruz. He started his career down in Southern California. Was just starting his life up here in Santa Cruz. And so this man right here, I mean, they always take, every time this kind of happens, it feels like the good ones are gone. And Ben was one of those guys. You talk to anybody who's spent any time with him, solid human.
All right. Well, our condolences to Ben Kelly and the family there. And we're hoping that they're able to heal. And we know that he's enjoying some good surf up in heaven.
Actually, I wanted to mention too that they have started a GoFundMe page for his wife. So I will put that link at the bottom of this one too. So we can, if you want to help out the family, for sure, hit that link and help out.
All right. Well, more news around the world, and we look to Holland, where we lost 5 Dutch surfers in a freak accident, Peter. The storm blew in, a wall of foam overtook these surfers and body surfers, and they perished, lost at sea. They found the bodies like days later, but what a weird phenomena to happen.
Yeah, an occurrence that was pretty wild. And if you think about it, have you ever been in foam, Kaipo? It's pretty gnarly. Like if it gets above 3 or 4 feet above your head, you are disorientated, you can't breathe. And these guys were all kind of pretty accomplished surfers from this area, knew the area really well, they're out there with fins on. They happen to go out there body surfing, and then all of a sudden this wall of foam comes up, disorientated. The swell came up with it, and just another tragic accident in a place that is just filled with surf frothers too. I mean, I know that this community right here was hard struck by this. Yeah, so prayers go out to them as well over in Holland and the whole surf community over there. And again, healing, and you know, it's unfortunate for these circumstances happen. But you know, it's something, Peter, that we talk about. It's the risk versus joy factor. Like everything in life is going to have a risk, right? And it's weighing out that risk to the joy that it brings you. And surfing's definitely not 100% safe, you know? And so there's a risk to it. And even, Peter, in these times of a pandemic, there's risks that we have to take every day, and we have to weigh out that risk to joy factor every day, the decisions that we make in the current world situation. But you got to take risks as well. That's part of living. Yeah. And again, those are two unfortunate stories that we have to report. But I don't think it's going to stop what we do. We all end up, you know, enjoying the ocean of an immense amount. And I mean, for an example is that, you know, they had just reopened the beaches in that area. And from what I understand, there was today it was like about the right size, and there was guys surfing down there again today, with knowing that those sharks are still swimming around down there. So it is that risk versus reward, and a lot of people take that risk because the reward is so good. There you go. Well, let's talk about some happy stuff, because you know what makes me happy? Yeah, please. Seal Tooth is back. Dane Reynolds is back. He's giving us raw videos. Chapter 11 TV just launched this week, and I'm so stoked to see this guy back. So cool, you know, and I think one thing that he's kind of bringing along with him, you know, when he first started this thing, it was kind of a lot of video of Dane himself, but he's now kind of opened the doors to kind of help out the youth in that region. A lot of Aton Osborne, Mickey Clark, all great surfers from the region have all got kind of a little glimmer in Chapter 11. And I know that one of these things, when it hit the internet, it blew up. People wanted to see more Dane. Yeah, so check out, if you have not yet, check out chapter11.tv, and that's going to be updated. There's an Instagram account, there's the website, there's already 2 videos up. They're brilliant videos. I like the raw cut action of Chapter 11. And, you know, speaking of Chapter 11, Pete, Chapter 11 is a reference to Quiksilver during Chapter 11, which was Dane's big sponsor, who signed a multi-million-dollar contract with Dane Reynolds. And it was an interesting time in surfing. You know, the people were throwing a lot of money around in that period, Pete. Yeah, I was actually an employee of Quiksilver during that time, and everyone was really super excited to have Dane on board for that. I mean, at that point in time, he was the most exciting surfer in the world. Still is very exciting. And he was a huge boost to, you know, the marketing team. They wanted to do and everything. They kind of surrounded around Dane. And, you know, Dane has a very unique way of walking through life. And, you know, Quiksilver did everything they could to try and wrap themselves around him. And, you know, they did a great job. You know, they were making some videos and doing things. Hold on. I got some retail here. Sorry, Dane. Go ahead. Go ahead. Surf shops are back open. We're going to get to that. More news. And, you know, this is the working man, Peter Mel. This is DaKine Live, and he's answering the phone here at Free Line. And I'm supposed to keep it down, I guess, because he's talking to a customer. Yeah, no, we don't have anything from the boardwalk, but we do have other options available, but nothing from boardwalks. Customer service. I carry Catch Surf, and I've got some Storm Blades. Yeah, dog. Get to the shop, dude. Yeah, come in, and there's a bell at the front door. Just ring the bell, and we'll be there to answer it for you. That's right. No worries. Cheers. All right, so there you go. That's looking for a soft top. That's the example of the heartbeat of the surf industry, the humble heartbeat of the surf industry, the surf shop. But now I want to get back to the champagne conversation with Dane Reynolds and Quiksilver at that time. That was a lot of money getting thrown around. Quicksilver tried to make it happen. I felt like it was one of those deals where they were trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. It wasn't really working, you know, and hence, you know, they're parting of the ways. But I mean, your thoughts on that whole, you were there, you were in the building at Quiksilver. Give us some of the Dane Gate stories. What happened? Well, I mean, you think about marketing an athlete, and especially one that was as unique as Dane. During that period, he went on to the CT, and that was something that I think, he was somewhat had a goal to be there. And once he was there, all of a sudden he's realized like, it's kind of cool, but not quite as cool as I would have thought. And, he kind of was like, whereas Quicksilver wanted to see him there because he was so popular. I mean, he put a Dane heat in the water. All of a sudden the views were up. There was a lot of people involved in it. They loved going, came down to the beach to see him. And when he wasn't there anymore, he kind of like was like, gosh, I remember just filming at my home beach and loving every minute of it. And, the traveling was something that was hard probably on him. So I think that the tour set aside, he decided to not be there anymore. And, it's much more comfortable for him. And now we get to see that Chapter 11 is back. So it's almost like it's gone full circle, and we're all the way back to Chapter 11 to witness what he's doing now. So I can't wait to see how it unfolds.
I like it. I like it a lot. I look at skateboarding. So in skateboarding, guys make way more money off of their like shoe sponsor, for example. But who you identify with is your board company. That's who you identify with as far as crew, and that's your image. And in skateboarding, you have to get pretty much a lot of times you get voted on by the already existing team riders to get onto a company. And I think if surfing adopted something similar to that, we would see more organic kind of marketing coming from brands rather than just random contracts going left and right, So that's just my thoughts. I'm a surf industry advisor as well. You can write into Any Kind Live if you want any surf industry advice.
I like that. I like that, Kaipo. And you're right. I think that you're going to have to definitely be much more creative, especially in the content world. I mean, it's happening already. We're under the stay-at-home orders, which means a lot of people are sitting at home and they're watching the internet, and you've got to be creative in the way things are going. And I know there's a lot of great surfers that have put out some great content lately.
That's right. Dane Reynolds, and Dane is in a new film, and the new film is called Pentacostal, which we are watching right here on our video. Pentacostal, a project with Wade Goodall and Shane Fletcher. It just debuted yesterday, and it's from the Vans family, and it's a brilliant film with some great surfers.
The launch was pretty darn cool too. I mean, full internet launch. Getting creative in a way to give the world an opportunity, bring in all the Vans team riders involved. I see Nathan there. There's Tanner. All the boys from there watching this film all live from their homes, and these guys did a great job. I loved it.
And you can't tell. Look at Wade; like he's actually stoked. That's his stoked face right there. It may not appear to you that he's stoked, but that's his like super stoked face. He's super stoked. He did a bunch of art for this film and did animation. I thought it was really creative. And you want to check out Pentacostal and our friends over at Vans putting together another creative project. In the film, Peter, if we can just like kill the audio on this, because I got an important point to make. In the film, Harry Bryant, one of my new favorite surfers, has some great surfing, and he's an interesting character, and I turned into a fan of Harry Bryant this winter on the North Shore watching this young Aussies act. Have you checked out any of Harry Bryant's stuff?
I have. As a matter of fact, the entire Vans team is actually one to aspire to. A lot of it has to do with that brand and how they harness their athletes and actually are very loyal to their athletes, and they also help promote their athletes, but their athletes are also very creative, and Harry Bryant being one of them, Nathan Fletcher, the brothers, Godauskas brothers, I mean, all of that crew, they've done a great job at working together, but also creating their own content and actually putting their own personality out there. And Pentacostal is Wade Goodall to a T.
Yeah, I love it. And so here's a little sneak peek. You can check out the whole video at Vans' YouTube channel, where they're streaming it right now, and you're going to want to check it out. It's got great surfing, great creativity, and a cast of characters. So we can kill the audio on that right now. So we can... Whoa.
Some hard rock, man.
Bro,
I know you like your hip-hop, Kaipo, but there's some hard rock fans out there, too.
I'm not mad at Norwegian black metal though either. So, but I like hip hop. But
what's your favorite band?
My favorite what? Norwegian
Hard
rock metal band?
Norwegian rock.
My favorite Norwegian death
I'm
metal.
challenging you, Kaipo. Come on.
No, you are. And I'm going to go with Turbo Negro.
Oh, okay.
Love those guys. Turbo Negro.
Sepultura.
Because that's Brazilian death metal.
I know. It's not Norwegian, but it's pretty good. If I want to get amped, a little Sepultura will get me there.
Yeah, yeah. You know, I listen to, like, when I want to get amped, I listen to Del the Funky Homo Sapien. Part of the Hieroglyphics crew. That's way back in the 90s out of Oakland. Anyway, moving on to
where are we going?
No, things are starting to open up, Peter. Like I watched you just do some work at Freeline Surf Shop in Santa Cruz, and other surf shops are opening up too. We're looking at the Jersey Devil right here, Dean Randazzo. He's open for business.
That's right, Jersey. Well, he's almost open. He was he's waiting on it. He was getting ready to kind of figure out how. I mean, it's a changed climate for retail. It really is right now. Specifically, we're not trying to spread this virus, so you know, we're doing doorbell service. I literally put in a doorbell at the front door. I know that that's how it's going to work. You're going to, you know, answering phones. You don't want to have a phone call go, and you don't want to miss a sale. So you got to be on it. And I think that all retailers, I mean, all of us as owners are probably putting in a lot of extra hours. I know I am. I've been here. As a matter of fact, as you can see, I sleep here. And it's just part of the deal now. You got to embrace the retail and get creative. And I know that these stores here are all doing curbside. I saw that Surf Ride, Surfside Sports. Who else over
so that's
there?
Surfside.
Bird's open.
And here's our man Bird Huffman at Bird's Shred Shed. We want to check out Bird and support your local surf shop in every neighborhood you are in. So San Diego, we got Bird's Shred Shed. We got the guys over here at Mitch's. We love them because Mitch's is a surf shop that you can actually buy blanks at. Like, I like that they you know, they still
you can buy them from here at Freeline too.
That's right. Well, that's what I mean. Support the backyarders too, bro. Like, I'm into it, you know? Make your own board. And then
there's
we have
Surf Ride.
T-shirms over
There's
here.
Sherms.
Surf Ride? Yeah. That's the
those guys
seaside
have a board
mob
rack.
representing.
Yeah. Like, you ever seen Surf Ride's board rack? One of the most impressive
every
retail
time I'm in
board
San
racks
Diego,
ever.
I go in there and I squeeze like 100 rails. No, I don't. That's one of my pet peeves. That's one of my pet peeves.
Customers do
work
that.
in surf shops. I hate when guys do that. Don't squeeze the rails
Yeah,
at the
no.
at the. You know what to not
Especially
to
now.
do, dude. You know.
Now I got to disinfect them.
That's right. You know, with your grubby little hands, like, don't be like, unless you're really interested in that board, bro. Don't be squeezing the rails, okay?
I know that Killer Dana's open. Dana Point, they're open.
Ralphie.
I know that On the Beach in Monterey. I know Pac in Santa Cruz here. Buell's open. We are doing curbside. So there's a lot of your local surf shops that are doing their best they can to support them. And they're doing everything they can because right now, too, is a little bit challenging with the industry because you're trying to get stuff to the store. I mean, we've had 2 months of closures, and now you're trying to fill the racks a little bit with no income. So you're working very hard to get these guys to ship stuff to you. And I know that those are the shops that are on top of it, or they've got their leashes, their deck pads, they've got boards and wetsuits all for you. So get to it. The surfing never stopped.
What the hell? I mean, if you're like Hawaii at 35% unemployment, you might as well go surfing because you ain't got other things to do, bro. Like right now, man. We're like, Peter, we're like the most packed. We're like the most packed we've ever been because like nobody's working and everyone's surfing. Like people are like rediscovering surfing right now. So I'm into it.
I
just don't surf by me though, you know?
Okay, Kaipo, I won't.
Like, no, not you. I mean, just in general, you know, but whatever. Enjoy it. It's a big ocean.
Let's do some
spread out.
Okay.
Speaking of spreading out, what about spreading your wings? Oh, wait, no, because we're talking about spreading our wings. No.
Oh.
We're talking about some airs. We want to break down some airs because some airs went down on the internet web Instagram book. And we're going to start off right here in Santa Cruz with Noah Waggy.
All right. I'll pass it to Tara real quick just so I can watch these airs.
Tara. Let's pause this. And I'll just talk to you guys. I'll talk to you guys about this a little bit. We're going to compare 4 airs. And the airs that we're going to bring you are each unique. They're all different styles of airs. And Peter and I are going to talk about like which one we thought was the best. We're going to start in Santa Cruz with Noah Waggy. This is a big straight air, Peter. Check it out.
It is a massive straight air. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Check out how high the tail goes. Tuk, 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 tuk,
Okay.
tuk. Wait. He could have cleared
like
both of us, Kaipo, me and you.
That was 8 foot out, right? This is 8 feet out, right?
Yes.
Isn't it?
And
come on.
it.
Boom.
He did a little
Waggy.
check. I mean, if you would say if you're going to do any kind of improvement here, but when you're landing out in the flats after a 10-foot drop like that, to be able to just to have a little check, but it wasn't too bad. I loved it. That was a massive, massive air. And I love big straight hand, lofty ones like that.
Yeah, my tattered knees would have buckled, guaranteed, right here. But I can't get enough of it. I love the straight airs. We don't see enough of them. And then next up, we have another air from a guy that likes to go big. Showtime. Italo, Ferreira, boom, full row.
Butter landing too. I mean, and this is another massive one. And I love how he gets the tail above the head. I mean, anytime you have a big rotation like that, you talk about flat spins, but this one's corked, gets the grab, gets the release. Look at how high, again, the tail up and over the head, and then just butter stomps it. I mean, how cushiony was that landing? He landed right in the right spot, right in the little foamy white water, and just softened it nicely.
Hey, man, if we had a normal world right here, I think this guy would have been definitely a front runner to go back-to-back with world titles. We'll see how we'll see how it all plays out as far as surf competition. But
you got anything in the back football, bro?
I'm into it, bro. Like I'm into. This is what I'm into, Pete. I'm into Gabe Medina.
We got a Gabe air.
With the corruption.
Massive. Is that the biggest corrupt you've ever seen?
Pretty big. I'm not a big. You know what? I'm gonna be. Write the hate mail
Critical?
to me. I'm not a big like corrupt fan of airs. Although it's huge.
Can you give me a
it's
reason
just got
why?
It's just got that dreaded double grab. You know, the dreaded double grab.
It's an inverted grab, though.
But
you can't get inverted like that without. No, but it's inverted, though, right? I mean, if you're going to go that big, it's tough to stay inverted and get the landing as nice as he did. But look at that. That's massive. That's another one that's 8-10 feet out.
Yeah, it's huge. But, I mean, I still have a little skateboarder in me. And the little skateboarder in me says,
you have a lot of skateboarders.
I'm not into double grabs. Yeah, I'm not like, I used to, call them cannonball airs or, whatever.
But with surfboards, they're 3 times as wide as a skateboard. And they're, 3 times or 4 times as long. So it's not that easy to control it. You're not strapped to it, right? So you kind of have to give a little bit of that just for the sake of being able to control the board in the air, right?
Hey, I'm giving it up just to be able to get into that position which I can't do on dry land. You know what I mean? So yeah, big ups, Gabe Medina. With
I pose a question. Which air do you like the best?
I got one more. We got one more to see, and then I'm going to tell you which one I like the best.
All right.
So our last.
I forgot about John John's.
I think the knee's okay. I think the knee might be good because boom! Oh my God.
So another factor in doing big airs like that is rotation and how quick the rotation is. I mean, in this one, no grab, right? And using the wind, which we love when surfers use the wind. But I mean, this rotation is just so quick. I mean, he had hours to spot his landing. Look at that. He's like looking at it going, okay, I'll land it right here. And butter again. So, wow. I mean, I guess they saved the best for last, right? I mean, for me, that feels like the best.
Is this the best for you right here? This one with John?
It is just the quickness of the rotation, the landing, the height, the fact that John's back. And now if we get a world title going, we've got a world title race. It seems like it's going to be a John Gabe, Italo. You can hear the doorbell on.
What about Dr. Kramer? Just to and the knee right there. They did a good job with that knee, bro. Look at that thing.
Yeah, well, Dr. Kramer, as you all know, he's one of the medical people that involved with the WSL, but also one of the best at bringing these athletes back as a doctor. So thanks to Dr. Kramer. Matter of fact, his brother too is another doctor who worked on some of my stuff. He's good at backs and shoulders. So the Kramer families, thank you.
Yeah. Boom. So John,
Those.
that's your pick out of the airs, and my pick is because I always have to go with the Goofy Foot Army. Is I really like the timing and the explosiveness of Italo Ferreira.
Of Waggy.
So that was my and Waggy too. I like the straight air, but I had to go with Italo.
Italo's was pretty nice. I mean, if you're going to put a score to all of those, right, you'd have to say that John and Italo's would probably be very, very similar for one maneuver, right? 9+.
Yeah. I love it.
Thank you for that, Kaipo.
I love the airs. And
Thank you, Nick. I like that.
You like that stuff, bro? I tell you, we're dialing it in here at Any Kind Live. It's getting techer by the second an episode. All right, now we're going to plug some products that you can buy at Freeline Surf Shop, along with many other surf shops in your neighborhood that you should be frequenting. And stay away from the big box stores and go to the surf shop, and you can buy an innovative new tether for your surfboard from our friends at DaKine, the Kaimana Leash, Pete.
So the Kaimana Leash was launched at the end of last year. It was only available in Hawaii through right before Christmas. So they gave a few of the shops in that zone a little love by showcasing this new Kaimana Leash. And if you look at it like this, the packaging's a little different. One of the things they had to do about the packaging was that they didn't like a very tight package when it was all like that, because it kinked the leashes. So they opened it up a little bit, so it's a nice wide oval. But that's really not that big a deal. That's just for the fact that you don't want to have a kinked leash, and generally that's a good thing. But I think one of the greatest aspects to this one here is one of the 3 patents that are on this leash, which is their Sheath rail saver. So one of the things about these rail savers is that when you have a real narrow piece of Velcro, they get peeled up on the sides and they start to wear and then they start to get like kind of weak, the Velcro. But if you just sheath it back up, keeps it all protected and it will never come unvelcroed. So that is a amazing patent that DaKine came up with. And I mentioned 3 different patents on this. The other one is the Dimples. They went big with the Dimple Leash, which, what does it do, Kaipo? The Duracord.
I believe it's the Duracord, so the Dimple Leash will be much like a golf ball, and you're kind of like lessening the wetted area on that. And I think it has a faster flow through water, so you have less resistance, less drag, and you feel your
a golf ball.
Yeah.
Another one is they obviously have the entire cord is molded, which is another patent on this thing, right? This thing right here is all one piece. You know, the only attachment point is one bolt right here. So the whole thing is all one molded piece, and that makes no kinks. Nice flow, stays off. Look at that, how that thing stays right off. I don't even have to look at, no hands. And that thing's staying off. It's not going to go underneath your toes or nothing like that. And then I love this. Their cuff, redesigned cuff, super lightweight. Good thing to grab right here. Want to take it off. Amazing. It's not even called Velcro anymore, right? They have a different name for it. It's
hook and loop.
Hook and loop. And this right here is hook and loop. Very lightweight. So right now, I'm calling A+ on the Kaimana. Been used by myself and John Mel and John Florence. This is, matter of fact, this is his orange. He has oranges and greens, I think, that he likes to have on his products. But the orange specifically, I think John loves it. So good job to DaKine. A+ on their new Kaimana 6-footer. They actually make an 8-foot as well. I'm sold. Price
am
point?
giving it 1, 2, 3 horns for the Kaimana Leash. You get what you pay for, though. Price point's a little higher.
Yeah, price point, it's at $45. So it's a little bit more. It's an expensive leash, but well worth it.
What do you see? Do you use the DaKine? Do you? I don't know. I just got one more leash question for you.
Hold on. We'll show you all the colors.
Okay. Ooh.
There's black, blue, gray, and of course orange. And we've got them all here. And I think that
So
most of
go
the
to-
shops will, if they carry DaKine, will have those.
Yeah, free line. What about another DaKine leash? Just really quick on the leash conversation.
Yep.
What do you use, Peter, in really, 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 really big surf as far as tethering yourself to your board?
They have got I don't even know what the measurement is, but it is a telephone cable thickness. The Peahi leash they have, and it also has a quick release. One of the critical elements of a big wave leash is be able to get rid of it too in certain situations. So you have to have the quick release. Do you want me to go grab one of those? I have one on the rack, but anyway, I use that Peahi leash, which is obviously made for one of the most radical waves in the world. And what better testing ground than, and what better people to test it with than guys like Albie Lair, Ian Walsh, Kai Lenny. Those guys use the Peahi. Oh, there it is. Look at that. So see that loop right there that's on the cuff?
Yeah.
You have to have that, because if you ever get caught in a situation where, say, you're caught inside, and you don't want to have yourself get sucked over the falls, you pull the pin and the board goes away, you swim through. That's one situation. But another one is if you're in the inside and you're getting cleaned up and there's a ski coming for you, bing! You do that sound again? Bing!
Get rid of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get rid of it. And
Get on the
so that's a
ski.
big thing to have on any big wave leash, is to be able to get rid of it if you need to.
I got one more leash story since we're talking, and you were there. It was at Nazare, and Cora Rothman used his quick release and ditched his board, right? Because he was in a really critical situation.
It was the biggest wave he's ever seen in his life, directly on his head.
Right, gnarly, right? But then
60 foot.
he was white. So you have 6 surfers, and everyone has a different colored jersey, and like he happened to be the guy in the white jersey. And I swear, bro, I watched it. Like, Water Patrol did not see this boy for a long. He was lost in the white jersey in giant whitewater, Peter. You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do. He basically, I think at that point said, yeah, Nazare, you can have it. I don't need it in my life. Good for him. He's right. He's got pipeline. He's got Waimea. He's got outside logs. He's got Peahi. No need for Nazare for him.
I mean, you're not the commissioner anymore of the big wave tour, but I don't think we should ever have white jerseys on the big wave tour. I think everything should be a fluorescent
as a fan
color.
though.
I think everything should be a fluorescent color.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So
you're talking about
guys. Like safety. Yeah. Like I don't want anyone blending into the whitewater. Okay, I don't want a blue jersey. Agree. I don't want a white jersey. I want like chartreuse. You know what I mean?
I want
pink.
I want safety orange.
Safety orange. Where are the colors that the dudes on the side of the road repairing things wear?
And the
when
cones.
You're riding big waves. And the cones, like that's the colors that we want, We'll get back there.
So funny. That yellow works. You can see that.
Yeah, I'm not mad at yellow. All right.
It's white.
Well,
you're a little perturbed with white. You're wearing a white shirt, by the way.
First time. I know.
Usually it's black. I came with black. Chain is out. You mixed it up on me. It's cool. That's all right.
I didn't pack much clothes. I'm at my dad's house right now. And
I'm sure he has a black shirt you can borrow.
Dad don't like me touching his stuff, bro.
Okay, good job. And you're a good son.
Things that make me smile, Peter. You make me smile.
Oh,
and we always like to finish off on the stuff that makes us smile. What do you got for us this week?
Me? I'm going to tell you, this guy makes me smile. And he has been my go-to during this stay-at-home orders, Jim Gaffigan. The guy is hilarious. He's clean as can be, too, right? He doesn't have to swear to be funny. He involves his family. Does this thing where he has dinner with the Gaffigans. He's got, let's get cooking. Let's get cooking. But this guy is hilarious. And his YouTube channel, guaranteed follow. If you want to subscribe to something besides Any Kind Live, subscribe to Jim Gaffigan and his he puts up a lot of content, way more than we do, I'll tell you that. But the guy is filled with content. Look, let's get cooking. The guy is so
it.
funny. Anyway, that's what makes me smile. Jim Gaffigan, thank you for making me smile. You're a funny man.
We could all use humor, and and I love a good comedian because I like to laugh. What makes
all
me
those little
smile
red
this
tabs,
week-
those are Let's Get Cooking.
Those are Let's Get Cooking.
Let's
Jim
Get
Gaffigan.
Cooking. He's got these little, literally, he does these clips where he's filming everything on his iPhone, right? It's done with just him and his family. His daughters film it. He's doing it like the first dinner with the Gaffigans. He was doing it where he was doing live, and he just like this, and he like the audio is horrible, right? And then finally YouTube said your audio is horrible, and they sent him a microphone. He started using a microphone, but literally that's what he's doing. He's doing this all on his own, and I think he has 5 kids, and he's in quarantine with 5 kids in a little 2-bedroom apartment in New York, and he's bringing that to life. It is so fun to watch. I again recommend, besides Any Kind Live subscription, you got to subscribe to that one. So Kaipo, please hit that subscribe button.
I'm gonna subscribe to Jim Gaffigan. And remember, if you're watching this, you want to subscribe to Any Kind Live. You want to smash the thumbs up. You want to hit the bell so you get the notifications on when we go live. And maybe one day YouTube will send us some microphones. Right now, we're sounding all right. Like whatever. And so I'm not telling you to subscribe to this guy, but it does make me smile, but more in a way of laugh. Tekashi 6ix9ine came out of jail this week, dropped a video, Gooba, and Gooba has gone in less than a week to have 157 million and counting views on YouTube. He's also sold 500,000 downloads to Gooba, which is his new song, in less than a week. Billboard doesn't even want to touch this guy. Like he's the rainbow rat, okay? Like he's gnarly, like it's crazy, and but
doesn't Snoop Dogg
Snoop
Dogg's not a fan?
A lot of guys aren't a fan. He's got a lot of haters, but you know what? You know what I like?
What?
I like it when someone comes out and they have haters, and they make it happen. Because haters are just fans sometimes too,
Look at that! Look at the views on that, Kaipo. There's almost 2 million people watching that live right now. I mean, that is a huge fan base. So this guy's doing something that people enjoy, and you are smiling from it, and I am actually smiling from it too. That's pretty amazing.
So that's pretty funny, and he came out with he's got a new piece. He's got a new neck piece coming out. He's got the shark from Nemo, diamond studded. That particular medallion that Tekashi has right now, I think it's $800,000 around his neck.
You're kidding. Are those tattoos on his forehead?
So 6ix9ine has
full tattoo.
Probably 100. He has 169 tattoos all over his body. That's one of his trademarks. So he has 6ix9ine written on his body probably 100 times, or 69 times, whatever the number is. There's a lot of them. But
makes you smile,
we can kill his audio.
What part of that makes you smile? All of it?
I don't know. Let's just can we just stop him though? Because he's just he kind of goes off a little bit. He talks more than I do. I've been a fan. There's the shark. I've been a fan of 6ix9ine since Gumbo was his first one, and then Kuda came out, which was another hit of his. Fifi with Nicki Minaj was another hit of his.
That used to be my nickname.
Fifi.
That was one of my nicknames that was given to me as a child.
Any Kind Live, bro. I love it. Fifi. And it's a Tekashi 6ix9ine
So if you want to
too.
call me Fifi, I'll answer.
I like it. Other ones, KK, he did that one with Fetty Wap, and A Boogie was on that one. But my favorite one, this is Gooba right here. This is the video for Gooba, one of the many really interesting videos.
I think you like the twerking,
Tekashi
dude.
6ix9ine.
Seems to me, last time you've got a theme going. You like the twerk.
I don't mean to. I don't know,
Kaipo. I think that's why you smile.
I don't know. Anyway, okay, enough with Tekashi. That was cool. It was just, dude. It's it makes me smile, Peter, because it's ridiculous. You know what I mean? It's absolutely ridiculous. But somehow the guy's winning.
Yeah. Kind of like Jim Gaffigan.
Oh, yeah.
He's winning.
There you go. Like, different sides of the scale, right? Hey, I got another news. Just talk about winning. And this isn't even on the script, but I thought I'd mention it. For all of June.
Do you have a script?
Kind of. For all of June, McDonald's is giving away free French fries with every order if you just want to like clue into that. So like when you go to McDonald's, you spend over $1, you're going to get some free French fries for the month of June. That's a hot tip from Uncle Kipes right there. Yeah.
Cool. Why are they doing that?
You don't know. Oh, yeah, Fridays. I think it's only Fridays. That's right.
It's Friday. Friday. That makes more sense.
I blew that story,
Friday.
bro. Like, yeah, I was just like, fucking, like, and then it's actually Friday, and now it all makes more sense. So kind of cool. Free fries on Friday.
They're saying that brings back free fries. They've done this before. How come I didn't know about that? I mean, if you're going to talk about McDonald's, the best thing from McDonald's is their fries.
100%.
Dip them in
fries are the best.
Chocolate shake.
Yeah. Ooh. Don't be asked. You know what, bro? Like, you know what's the other funny thing about like McDonald's and fries? Like, I like barbecue sauce with my fries and shit. And like,
barbecue.
They always try to charge me for the barbecue sauce. You know, I'm just like, bro.
So what are you doing?
Hand the brother over the packet. You know, Give me saucy. But I don't know. Whatever. 50 cent. Actually, 50 cent. I'm saving every quarter right now.
For free fries.
So that's the show, Pete. Unless you got anything else you want to talk about. You know,
I'm good, bro. I might go take a nap.
Closing thoughts from Peter Mel.
Closing thoughts. Let's do this again soon. I think that was the same closing thoughts as the last time. I miss you, Kaipo. I miss you, Nick. I want to do this more often. We kind of had it was almost 4 or 5 days off, bro. I want to do it a little bit tighter. I know I'm working retail and I'll be here, but I figure my wife will let me have an hour or two here and there. We're ready to do it again.
All right. Well, for Peter Mel, and I want to tell everyone in the Santa Cruz area, go check out Freeline Surf Shop. See Peter and Tara over there. They're going to take care of you with all of your surfing needs. And my final thoughts is I look forward to it again. And we're going to get more stuff. We're going to be looking into more stories and more stuff to talk about on Any Kind Live. Thank you for joining us. And with that, I'm just going to say aloha. Any Kind, bro.
Aloha. Any Kind.